All right, y'all. So we back with the Airman Harris Show. Exciting game. I'm gonna get a sponsor one day. But exciting games for us yesterday, man. Especially the first game of the season. Really exciting game. Double overtime. You can't ask for a better start to a season, man. The Rockets and the Thunder. I know I said the Rockets yesterday was gonna pull it off, but they lost in double overtime to the Thunder. Good game though. Very exciting game. Um, Main points of that game, I think the Rockets, granted their size, their strength, their rebounding, starting 4 7-foot guys, KD, Sengun, Steven Adams, Jabari Smith, big lineup, but it's limited shooting, it's limited ball handling. And I don't think you can win like that. That's where they're going to struggle. I'm not sure when the Clippers signed Chris Paul, but when Glenn Fleet went out, they should have went after Chris Paul. They should have went after another guard. I love the Thompson twin, but he's not a point guard. He can't handle the ball. KD, got 23 and 9. Looks great, but only 16 shots. KD got to get at least 20 shots a game. He's got to shoot more. He's got to score more. Eason didn't really provide nothing for them off the bench. Thompson, he's a good player, but he can't really shoot the ball. I don't know if he made a three. Shot like 7 threes. I don't know if he made one. If he did, he only made one. I didn't see one go in. Sengun, 39, 11, and 7 for him. Great game, too, but also turnovers. Like, he was handling the ball more than KD. It's like, why is Sengun bringing the ball up? Why is Sengun out here trying to be, the playmaker? Yeah, he can pass like Jokic, Draymond, all them bigs that can pass, but it's like they're passing from the elbow. They passing from the mid post or the post. He's up top trying to handle the ball, dribble the ball. To me, that was way too much. And 22 turnovers. Granted, it was double overtime game, but they got to limit. They got to cut down the turnovers. They want to win. And they got to find a way to get KD the ball. Because if KD is not scoring, if KD is not shooting, if KD is not getting to his spots and on that wing and hitting that midi, they're going to struggle. And a lot of times in that game, you saw KD, to me, looks frustrated because they couldn't get him the ball. They trying to force him the ball. Everybody know they trying to get him the ball, so they tipping it out of his hand. They just, just harassed him. So they got to do better with that. And they got to get more up their bench. Their shooting, ball handling, and their bench got to provide more if the Rockets want to have a successful season this year. They did shoot it great from the free throw line, but to me, the one free throw that KD did miss could have iced the game in regulation, but it didn't. Sengun or somebody else missed one, and somebody else missed one, which could have cost them to win the game. Granted, they shot it great, but those couple misses that they did have could have won them the game. Shea got off to a slow start where he had 35, 5, and 5. He got off to a slow start, but once that fourth quarter hit, Shea turned it on like the MVP should do. So, great game from Shea. He didn't shoot it well from 3 either. The whole team didn't shoot it well from 3. Neither team shot it well from 3. So, both teams didn't shoot it that great. Granted, it's the first game of the season, but I'm sure they'll improve from there. Chet had a great game. I figured he would. I was telling all my homeboys, since I seen him when he played against, Imani Bates in high school, and I saw Chet, they're like, man, Imani Bates. I'm like, sure, I'm looking at this guy, Chet. He worked Imani Bates in that high school game, and he just got paid, so the guy gets paid. He's comfortable. He's settled in. He ain't got to worry about contract year, where I got to buy my house. He just got paid. So he had a great game, 28, 7, and 2. Great game from Chet. Also, AJ Mitchell, I don't know who he is. I looked him up. He's from Santa Barbara, young guy. He gave him a big boost off the bench. So great game from AJ off the bench with 16. Let's get to my boys. Lakers and Warriors. Granted, no Brian, whatever. Brian, gonna be Brian. But Warriors pulled it off like I thought. Like I told y'all, if Jimmy's aggressive, if Draymond is aggressive, they gonna win. If Jimmy's shooting it well, if Draymond's shooting it well, they got a better chance. Steph gonna be Steph, of course. I'm in the garage. That's the garbage truck, recycle truck, whatever that is. So bear with me. But Jimmy had a great game. 31. We had 31, 5, and 4. plus 20, plus minus, so that's always good. People always overlook the plus minus. Draymond, I think, had a plus 20 as well. Draymond and Jimmy both had plus 20. So that lets you know right there. Those guys got to be on the floor. The time in the game where it was a time in the game where the Lakers had started to make a comeback, and Steve Kerr had to put Jimmy and Draymond and them back in the game, all those star players back in the game, because the effect that they have on the game, whether they're scoring or not, the effect, the defense, all of that stuff, it plays a part. So that plus 20, people don't pay attention to the plus minus enough, to me, that stat, because it lets you know that you got to keep those guys on the floor. No matter what position they play, no matter what they're doing, it's certain guys that you just, you have to keep on the floor. When Draymond had typical Draymond game, 8, 7, 9, 2 blocks, a steal. I know people, he got a take already. What's going on? Draymond's going to be Draymond. If he can't be him, what are we doing? He's got to be him. He's going to get texts. He's going to yell. He's going to scream. That's who he is. If he can't be him, we're ineffective. So you got to take the good with the bad. Good thing the tech didn't hurt us. We got Steph had 23. He didn't shoot it well from 3. I know he made that bomb to ice that I was waiting on, the sleeper when he did it, but he ain't do it. Somebody on the bench did, I think Santos. But Steph gonna be Steph regardless. He had 23. He didn't shoot it well, but I expect more from Steph. Pods started out the game. He didn't overshoot the ball. Typically, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of Pods, but last night he played okay, because I think last year, him and also us, we thought Pods had to come in and be Clay. You can't be Clay. Clay is Clay. Clay hitting 60-some points, with a couple of dribbles. Like, a lot of people can't do that. So you gotta be you. And I think Pods is finally finding his role and figuring out, I gotta be Pods. I can't be Clay or whoever y'all had before me and try to be that guy. So Pods played a great game. Also, like I told y'all, the others, which are the bench players, the others, they gotta be they gotta be effective. The Livingstons, the Mo Speights, all those veteran guys that the Warriors used to have in the past that came off the bench. Iguodala's come off the bench. They had a lot of guys came off the bench where they were successful in those championship years. We gotta get good minutes from those guys. Buddy Hield came off the bench. He shot it well. He wasn't overthinking it. He was, driving to the hole, kicking it, shooting the 3. Buddy Hield had a good game. He came off the bench and gave us 17 points. Kuminga gave us a good game as well. I didn't expect him to start, especially after the whole dispute with the contract, all the stuff we had over the offseason. The contract dispute, we couldn't really make no moves. We didn't make no moves until pretty much the last, right before the season. We couldn't sign nobody. We couldn't do this. We couldn't do that. But I was shocked to see him start. It was good for him to start. However, I think down the road, to me, I think we need to look at that more. I don't know if Kamin got to go to the bench or Pods got to go to the bench. Somebody's got to go to the bench so Draymond can play his natural 4 position. I don't think the Lakers gave Aiden the ball enough. If I'm 7'1", or however tall he is, if I'm 7'1", I got a 6'6" guy guarding me. Feed me the rock, bro. Like, feed me the rock early so I can get a rhythm, so I get in the groove of the game, because I'm going to shoot over this little guy. Granted, he got long arms. Granted, he's tough. Granted, he do whatever he does. But I'm 7'1". I'm finna do this guy. Like, so they got to get Aiden the ball more, and I think that's a testament to LeBron's impact on the game. I think LeBron would have recognized that and fed him the ball more and got more people the ball so they can get their game going. Granted, Luka's a great player, but Luka's Luka. He's to me, an Allen Iverson type of player. I'm going to get mine. Granted, they're great players, but I'm going to get mine. James Harden type of player. James Harden does get assists, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get my buckets. Yeah, I'm going to get assists with it, but it's selfish assists to me. I think Al played well off the bench. I think GP gave us good minutes off the bench. Real Richard, I think he's from Florida. He got size. He can shoot it well. He's tough on defense. There's a trash man again. He's tough on defense. He gave us good minutes off the bench. I love when a rookie can come in and provide and give us a good impact off the bench. So the bench play is solid. Like I told y'all, the others got to play well off the bench so that the Warriors can be successful. If they don't, we're going to struggle. If Draymond or Jimmy Both is great, but one of them got to be, that second, third, fourth, whatever score you want to call it. They got to be that other score. Steph can't do it all the time. Luka gave him 43, 12, and 9. Great game from Luka. Typical Luka game. Luka's gonna be Luka. He's young. He gonna provide. He gonna give him points. He gonna give him rebounds. He gonna get assists. He's gonna be that triple double guy with a high amount of points. Luka was Luka last night, but that's all they got was Luka. Oh, and Reeves. Reeves gave him 26, 5, and 9. Reeves had a great game, but outside of those two, the Lakers didn't really have much for the Warriors, especially without Brian playing. Aiden had 10 and 6. He got to get more touches. Like KD, Aiden's got to get more touches. If Aiden don't get those touches early on to get him going, he's ineffective. You got to get your team involved. And to me, that's where Luka got to grow his game. I know he lost weight. I know he slimmed down. Whatever. Like, those are personal things. Those are personal goals. But you got to get your team involved. The team game is 5 players out. You got to get those guys going, because those guys, they get the rebound, they kick it to you, and they're not getting it back. You got to feed it back to those guys. You got to build those guys' confidence up. Aiden was a number 1 pick. He went to Portland. He was doing good, and all of a sudden he started trembling down. You got to be the guy to trim him up, to get that guy back his confidence. If you don't have no confidence, you're ineffective. So to me, that's where Luka games got to grow, got to take the next step to get the others involved on his team. You got to get those guys who not used to getting the ball, or who was used to getting the ball, those touches again, because you're going to need them down the road. You're going to need them late in the game, especially around the third quarter. Everybody knows when the Warriors hit that third quarter, for some reason they hit that third quarter, they just turn it up in that third quarter. And once they turn up in that third quarter, it's hard to make that comeback in the fourth. Now you uphill climb, and now you got Steph shooting bombs from 50 feet, and it's like, what do we do? It's nothing you can do. Once he started hitting those, once he started shimmying and dancing and getting that mode, there's nothing you can do. So you got to stop it early. You got to get your guys going early. You got to get them going. Like I said, they didn't get nothing from their bench. Smart played okay, but nothing else from those guys on the bench. So that wraps it up for those 2 games. I guess today, a couple games I want to watch today. The Cavs and Knicks. Look out for the Cavs and Knicks. Those are 2 teams that could potentially be in the finals, man. I think the Knicks got a good chance to be in the finals. We know what the Cavs going to bring. So that's a good game to watch today, the Cavs and the Knicks. You got the Hornets and the Nets. The Nets don't really have much, 2 scorers over there. Cam and the guy they just got from Denver, Porter. They just got Porter from Denver. So those guys probably going to take turns shooting. Their volume scores, they're great scorers, but that's pretty much all they have. I do like the Hornets. I do like Miles Bridges. Shout out to Flint, LaMelo, Brandon Miller. I think those guys are going to be exciting. They're young. They're up and coming. Look out for the Hornets. The Magic and the Heat, not so much the Heat, but Orlando, Paolo Banchero. He's nice. He's young. He's about 6'10", 6'11". He handles the ball. Look for him to be in the MVP race too, y'all. He's look for him in the top 10 MVP, because he coming. That boy young and he nice. So look for Paolo. We got 76 in the Celtics. We know what they bring. I guess we'll see if the 76ers are healthy. We'll see what they got. We'll see how much Embiid gonna play. We'll see how much PG gonna play, when they gonna play, how much they gonna play. It's just gonna depend on the help with them. As far as the Celtics, we know Tatum had the ACL. But the crazy part is, man, Tatum's already running. Over the summer, when I seen Tatum running, that's before Kyrie, that's before Dame. It's a lot of people that got hurt before Tatum, and he got a Achilles, not ACL. That Achilles is a little worse than the ACL nowadays. We know the technology has improved, so the ACL ain't as bad like it used to be. It's granted it's a bad because it's an injury. Don't get me wrong, you know, tore a ligament, whatever. But the Achilles lately, has been way worse than the ACL. But Tatum's already running. He's already shooting. So don't count Tatum out from returning this season, especially if Boston makes a run. We got the Pistons and the Bulls. Look out for Detroit. Detroit's on the run. They making a run. I don't think Ivy back just yet. Maybe around November, December. I think Ivy will be back, but they do got LeVert. I think they picked up a couple more guys. So look out for them as well. The Pistons, they should be a playoff team this year. Cade is nice. He's on his way to be a superstar. So look out for the Pistons. We got the Clippers and the Jazz. Jazz ain't got much, but Ace Bailey, nice. He's gonna be a nice player in this league. But the Clippers, I know they're kind of older like the Warriors, but addition to Chris Paul leading those young guys or those guys on the second unit, I think it's gonna be good for them. Also, the health of Brad Beal, the health of Kawhi, those guys are all playing. So look out for the Clippers. Don't count out the Clippers, man. James can put up a lot of points. James can get assists. He do it all. And James is settled down now. From what I heard, he ain't in the clubs. He ain't partying. He ain't in the studio with Lil Baby or whoever he used to be in the studio with. So look out for them. Their heads on straight now. The Mavs and the Spurs. I know the Mavs are my sleeper team. You know, right up the road. Probably a little biases there too, but they're my sleeper team. So look out for the Mavs to make a run as well. But the Mavs and the Spurs, look out for Wemby. Wemby's playing against all those big guys from the Mavs. So that's gonna be a good one. Look out for. I don't think what's my man from Sacramento, point guard. I don't know, I'm having a brain freeze right now. The point guard just came from Sacramento. I don't think he's playing yet. Brent, I don't know, whatever his name is, but I can't think of his name right now. But he should have a good year with Wemby whenever he returns. In Memphis, I know my uncle said he likes Memphis. We'll see if Ja's still Ja. We'll see if Jaren Jackson is ready to take that next step or not. I know they're missing a lot of guys tonight, but we'll see how they look tonight as well. So it's a good year, y'all. We'll see how the rest of how the games play out today, and I'll see y'all later.